Welcome back to Sunrise. We've got Dr. Amos Akingba, who is an ADECO and Afenifere chieftain. Thank you for coming on this morning, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Could you give us your impression about, we just had the Iowa representative leave the studio. He was talking about the statements they made. What's your impression about all of these threats and counter comments?
I'm not surprised at all. Nigeria is threatening everybody and groups.
What do you mean, Nigeria? Are we not Nigerians?
Yes.
We're threatening ourselves.
Yes. When we lie to ourselves and we're reaping the fruits of lying, that's a threat to our livelihood. We say we're a federal republic. We're not federal. We're not a republic. We say the state of Nigeria is secular. We're not secular. We use taxpayers' money to send people to Saudi Arabia and Israel every year. A country that is built on fraudulence will reap fraud. And when the fraud is coming, we say people are shouting. Why wouldn't they shout? Hospitals are gone. Schools are gone. The roads are not there. Electricity does not exist. Water is scarce. And you think people will not cry?
So those are the little pointers that have resulted in this kind of statement.
They are the major thing that is afflicting Nigeria. We were not like this originally. Igbos, Yoruba, all the various ethnic groups. They were living in harmony. Productivity was going on. We had industrial estates booming, springing up. We have 4 refineries. They're all dead. And our population is increasing. The things to make life worthwhile, they are not there. People are going to bed without food. Children are emaciated. Research evidence are coming out that the cranial capacity of the brains of our children are getting smaller. And you say people will not shout? We're victims of the lie that we call our own, the social contract, which is another name for the Constitution. We say we in Nigeria give this Constitution to ourselves. We didn't. It was imposed. And it's not working. It's centralized. And the good things of life are not available for Nigerians. And they are crying. And you begin to blame them. You don't blame victims. You blame the system that produced the victims.
So they're actually on the same side when the Igbos say that we want secession, and the Hausa said, okay, you can go freely. The Middle Belt say that we're not part of the North. You have Afenifere on the one side. They're all crying out for the same thing.
Correct.
Do they realize this, though?
Well, if education is deficient, knowledge is also deficient. I think they do. Only they are suffocating. And they say, hey, give me breathing space, please. Let me put my house in order. That's what we are hearing. That's what it amounts to. Nigerians are hurting. Religion and ethnicity and whatever else is used to mask the class divide. The elites have let us down. The definition of elite is a group of people that have the best of whatever is going in that society.
So there are two tribes now in Nigeria, the elites and the masses.
Exactly. And they're using religion and ethnicity to mask their inefficiency. The elites who are supposed to provide leadership, they are not. All these professors, fellows of these institutes or that, they can't make roads. Even their own cars, they cannot repair their cars when they're bad. We cannot produce food, and we have professors of agronomy, of agriculture, of this. He doesn't even know how to grow them. We spend trillions of naira every year to import our food that could be produced here in this country. The elites have let us down, whether military elites, civilian elites, religious elites of all persuasions. We're failures.
What's the way out?
The way out is to go back to the drawing board. This constitution is not made by Nigerians. It's imposed. A federal constitution should be truly a federal constitution. You don't centralize everything. The people at the center in Abuja, they're loafers. Things go there, whether in the National Assembly, the judiciary, and the executives. They are not serving. They cannot do it. They are not machines. They put too much on. There's too much centralization of responsibility, of rights. And so the thing is breaking down and people are shouting and you begin to blame the victims. We are all victimized.
Will it be wrong to say, for instance, let's step back a little, be patient, look at what the new budget will bring, look at the new reforms the government is putting in place, look at the so many SIP programs that they have, the structural intervention programs that they have, and they have guaranteed that these things will work. Can we be a little more patient to see that we see the benefits before we conclude?
Jimba, please, please. You say they have guarantee. Which guarantee do they have? We've been having budgets every year. They never work. We are in June now, almost to the middle of June.
Well,
the budget has not been passed.
It's a new administration.
Yeah. Does it make a difference? New for what? New bandits. New corruption. What is the difference between last year and this, except with that we're going backwards?
No, they say that in the past 16 years of the PDP,
this
government said in the past 16 years of the previous administration, it has brought this country to ruins and they are trying to fix it.
That's what they would say.
Do you not believe that they have the capacity to fix it?
Nobody can fix this system. It's like putting square peg in round hole. It wouldn't work. It's not Buhari's fault, or Jonathan or the previous ones. They were handed and still being handed instruments, i.e. the Constitution, that cannot work the way it is.
If I could pick it up from there, Doctor. So how do we approach this? Because we've seen people come into government, or before they come, either they come into government or when they leave, they talk about restructuring or ensure we have a proper federal system. But when they are in government, the story changes.
Yeah, when you are eating, you don't talk. That's what they say. And they're all eating now. The executives, the legislators, and the judiciary. The masses, they are going to go beyond control. That innocent people will be beaten up on the street. We're getting there.